Yeah, I saw the Ruxin thing. Hold on, where did that go? There's a video attached to this though, right? Oh, okay, okay. I'm like, there has to be a video attached to it.
Yu-Gi-Oh has a
All right, let's see.
major problem. And no, I'm not, this isn't like just clickbait, because obviously, there's a little bit of going on with the thumbnail and everything, but I think this is pretty serious. What is this major problem, you ask? I got my glasses on today because this is a studious type of video. There's going to be some numbers in here. There's going to be some thinking in here. It's not just opening and getting hyped, so I had to put the glasses on. Are people quitting the game? Are collectors tired of collecting high rarity cards and putting together binders? Maybe people have finally gotten tired of opening packs? No, it's none of those things. The problem...
Damn. Chat, just when you look at it's just Yu-Gi-Oh everywhere, and I'm not mad at him because like when you get a channel with 200K, like Yu-Gi-Oh is basically your life. But like this is all sealed Yu-Gi-Oh, this is Yu-Gi-Oh, these are Funko, but like all of this is also just Yu-Gi-Oh. And Ruxin also, does he play Ruxin? So Ruxin is like Simo. He will go to events. I don't think he's like super good at the game or anything like that. But I imagine like when you buy this much product, chat, like you gotta sell this too. Ruxin just can't keep all this shit. You know what I mean? Like it's too much to even store. So he also probably like sells. So it's a lot. I think selling, chat, hot take. I think selling actually becomes problematic when you have this much product, because just keeping up with the sheer volume of, did I send this? Did I not send this? Do we need it's just like you're literally going to the post office every single day, unless you have like a team, a staff or whatever. Like it becomes a problem at that point, because now you have a YouTube channel, but you have a separate business too that like doesn't close, and at 3 o'clock in the morning someone's buying a Fluffle Bear from you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, now I got 50 more orders that I need to, what's it called? Didn't we meet him at Philly? I didn't. You guys might. I met Ruxin last year at Charlotte at the comeback YCS. Yeah, I met Ruxin then, because I didn't even know he was coming. I think Ruxin again is from Indianapolis or Indy, Chad. I think he's from Indy.
High rarity
He's
cards,
a Midwest boy.
putting together binders. Maybe people have finally gotten tired of opening packs. No, it's none of those things. The problem is Konami is printing too many Yu-Gi-Oh cards. How is that possible? You can never have too many Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Yeah, you can. Konami has always put out a ton of new sets, but I think we're actually reaching a tipping point. I started thinking about this problem after the release of the most recent set, Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano. I, as a Yu-Gi-Oh content creator, barely realized when this set was releasing. It snuck up on me like the end of a streaming service free trial. Bam, you owe 20 bucks and you didn't.
I do agree. Like, we're at the point of critical mass in Yu-Gi-Oh, especially for someone like me, where my content doesn't align with anything current in the game. Aren't there, chat, don't we have certain sets that just sneak, especially if you look at Yu-Gi-Oh in totality, from the TCG, like Speed Duel and shit? Like, I am not aware of any Speed Duel stuff that is coming out. Apparently they got some new Speed Duel stuff. It's a lot. The Megatons, when are those coming out? Are those coming out like now? Because I feel like, dude, I'm like losing track of between the difference between like Megatons and Battles of Legends. Because I want to buy some Garuras, but the price hasn't tanked. Or I sold my Garuras, now I kind of want them back because I'm playing the Dogmatica build. They're coming out September 8th, so in basically a week. I don't understand why they're not cheaper right now. They should be like super cheap. I think that's the date of the regional too, by the way, or maybe it's like it's like around that time.
Finish that show we were watching.
Belly.
Crap. I went on about opening this set just like I do any new release, posting 3 videos, and I was going to do the usual live stream opening like I normally do, looking for that rarest card. But I immediately noticed a significant disinterest in the set. No one was watching the first opening I posted, which are usually some of the best on the channel. Secondly, a lot of the comments talking about the set were either negative or disinterested. Not particularly excited for this one, but appreciate the love for older archetypes. I'd like to see future Legendary Duelists that feature...
I mean, if you're just completely honest, it's not a very good set. The Salamangreat stuff is good. The volcanic stuff was probably a waste, and then battling boxers no one like cares about, like, at all. So You know what I mean? That's probably the nitty gritty. Press one, chat, if maybe stop making these attribute based. Like I really, really hate to say that, but maybe stop making them attribute based. I think that's the honest to God truth. Like, stop making them attribute based, because like you'll usually have one meta deck, and then you'll have like two that are just god awful, like the Mako Tsunami cards in the water one, or I mean they didn't even do the earth one. So like yeah, maybe not make them attribute based for now on. Maybe go back to doing it the other way. There's only one left, and it's light. Interesting.
You're a Ghost, Obelisk, or Slifer. Maybe one day we'll get that. Winged Dragon Raw, you're the only Ghost rare for some reason. I hate this set. I've never in my life opened 20 packs and pulled one super rare. Literally was the worst opening I've ever done. I'm not gonna lie, the Legendary Duelist sets don't excite me too much, but instead of getting a box, I'll get a few packs at the store and see what happens. Way to support your locals, man. Seeing all of this, I decided to check the price of the box. Like, what's the going rate for this thing? And I had a bad feeling because Legendary Duelists usually do not do too well in terms of price, which we're gonna get to. Currently, it sits at about $35 per box, a ridiculously low amount for a brand new set that released less than a month ago. But this isn't unique for the Legendary Duelist sets. In 2021, Konami released Legendary Duelist Synchro Storm. This set had a similar trajectory in price, currently sitting at about $39 per box. Oh, but Legendary Duelist Duels from the Deep released in 2022 must have been better, right? How about way worse? This box is a whopping $25.
I mean, it's also an ugly box. I mean, we did a whole video on this. It's just, I would have infinitely preferred if they put Aoi on the freaking cover. They decided to put this clown on there, and the set flopped. Good job, Konami.
Per box. An entire box of 36 packs for $25.
That's crazy.
That is insane. But is this just a Legendary Duelist set issue? Is the composition of those sets messed up and wrong?
I was fine with
that's
Shark.
just making them bad? Yes, yes, there is, but it's not the only set that's struggling. While they are the absolute worst offenders of the last few years, nearly every Yu-Gi-Oh set released this year is losing value from its release. And here's the big issue I was alluding to. While I was pondering making this video, I saw a post on Instagram by Beckett Castle TCG, which seems to be a TCG hobby store of some kind. I don't follow them, but someone shared their post and it piqued my interest. They posted a product line update with 3 different TCG updates. One of them referred to Yu-Gi-Oh! They wrote, and I quote, "We have made the unfortunate decision to discontinue carrying Yu-Gi-Oh! In our opinion, the market rates for boxes at release are just absurd, and we're losing thousands per set. We have our current product in clearance on our website with extreme below-cost discounts. For example, Soul Burning Volcano released this past Friday. It's literally been a week, guys. Our average cost is $48. I assume that means per box. I didn't say that.
Press 1 to get fucking fleeced. They paid $50 a box and they're selling them for $35. Big yikes. And yeah, this is what I was gonna say. Fees and shipping are another 30% of that. I was like, how are you getting those boxes to people? You sending them by carrier pigeon, or are you actually shipping them? Because if you're shipping them, it's probably gonna cost you like, I don't know, $6 minimum for UPS or USP, post office. Wow. And then like whatever platform you send it on wants a cut. Dang.
Selling on TCG for...
Yo, this is why I don't buy, you know what, chat? You guys know how I always talk about, like, I don't buy sealed product? I always see, like, BP buying Hey, maybe I start buying boxes now. If I know, like, boxes are all gonna tank by, like, 15% after a week, yeah, maybe I start buying boxes now. I guess I never looked at the prices of box, but if it seems like every single set just goes down 20%, chat, after like a week, like maybe I just buy a box or two.
$35. Fees and shipping are another 30% of that. I think 30% is a little high, but we're going to do the numbers after this. Duelist Nexus had an average cost of $61 and are selling for $53 before fees and shipping. This is not sustainable. We will carry Yu-Gi-Oh! Through the 25th anniversary rarity collection on November 3rd, but that will be our last set. Our apologies to our Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans. Come clear out our clearance. Now, obviously, that is an extremely sad thing to read, that a hobby store that is literally the blood, sweat, and tears of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, that's where you go to play. That's where you go to find your product at your local place. You see your friends there.
I would kind of want to see, though, what their post about One Piece, and I think the other one was Digimon, were about. Because, like, every card game, chat, comes out like gangbusters, doesn't it? Every single card game comes out. It's like, oh my god, Gear 5 Luffy card, best card game ever. Oh, is Simo gonna make it? Like, and then you look back at a year or two, and it's just like, what happened to that card game? Because I feel like that's literally what happened with Dragon Ball, chat. Do y'all see a lot of people talking about Dragon Ball card game? Because I don't. But I remember I went to an ARG in Charlotte, and the Dragon Ball card game was like, you would have thought it was taking over. Because they had like 200 people there. So that's all I'm saying is like, do these card games start off on fire and then just fade into
experience all the new decks and everything before
what was the site name? Hold on, Rod. It wasn't a site. It was a store of some sort. Beckett Castle TCG. That is it, right? I'm sure if you Google it, what's it called on? Oh yeah, there's also the Disney card. Yeah, I forgot, chat. Disney has a card game too. People are talking about, oh, this is gonna take a bro. Press one if there's actually just too many TCGs. Seriously, One Piece TCG. Disney has a card game now. It's actually just too many fucking TCGs, and that's probably good for Yu-Gi-Oh. By the way, that's probably good for Yu-Gi-Oh.
It was like 61, I think, which is probably closer to reality. But we're gonna do 55 just to give them a little bit of a chance, right? We're going to see if that $55 a box, can they make money? We're going to assume that they're selling on eBay, and there's going to be eBay fees and then shipping costs. Let me show you just how dire this situation is. First set released this year, Amazing Defenders, selling for $55. First of all, that's how much it costs from distributors, so we already know we're going to lose money on this one. After that whopping 13.25% eBay fee plus 30 cents, you got to add in that 30 cents.
eBay.
And a $5.
I hate eBay. They take 13% of your... Oh my God. I should have started TCG Player. I get to do nothing and take 13% of someone's money. Seriously, for them selling their own card. I hate it. TCG Player is about the same, by the way. I just think this is way too... I think they should take like 5% of your money. Seriously. 13% is just too much money.
Per box shipping. They're making $42.42. So each box is losing about $12.50. Multiply that by 12 boxes, you end up losing about $150 for a case.
Rip.
And a local store is probably going to be buying at least 10 cases, maybe even more. That's a $1,500 average loss. The second set, one of the best sets of the year, Photon Hypernova. That's got to be making money, right? These are selling for just under $60, a little bit better than Amazing Defenders. With the $8.25 eBay fees plus the $5 shipping, they're netting about $46.75. That's not $55. They're now losing about $8 per box, which is $96 a case, and about $1,000 per 10 cases. Maze of Memories. This set surprised me. It's $61 a box. It's actually doing better than Photon Hypernova. Still at a $48 net, though, losing $7 per box, $84 per case, and $840 per 10 cases. Cyberstorm Access. Now we're really looking poor. $51 a box, $39 net after all the fees.
How the hell has Konami kept this business running then? Is Yu-Gi-Oh just a fucking pyramid scheme or something, chat? Konami makes money, but all the stores lose money. How is this sustainable? How has this been sustainable for 20 years then? Is it just I feel like this is just a pyramid scheme where all these companies come in and they think oh, all these shops it's gonna be so profitable, we'll lose money for a little bit, and then by year 3 they all realize oh, we're just losing money, and then they close up shop or stop doing Yu-Gi-Oh, and then some other dummy just comes and takes their place. How is this even sustainable then? Because it really seems like Konami gets their money, but no one else is making money. And me as a player, chat, in the grand scheme of things, you guys might hate me for saying, but I don't really care because I'm not in Yu-Gi-Oh for the money. So this doesn't really affect me at all, and I don't even go to locals. But it's just I'm just wondering if selling sealed product just never makes you money, how do any of these shops exist? This is why all card shops near me sell boxes for $100. You need to start buying on eBay, BP.
And the shipping and everything, losing $16 per box, $192 per case, and nearly $2,000 per 10 cases. Wild Survivors, they're at $50 a box, $38 net, losing about $17 per box, $204 per case, $2K per 10 cases. I think collector rare sets may be cheaper. I'm not totally sure because I don't have a distributor, but I think you might be able to get those at a little bit less, so maybe.
It says Devil's Food. That's kind of cute. I haven't really seen a lot of the boxes, chat, the actual boxes because I don't buy sealed product, but that's kind of cute. Devil's food.
If the
like
losses
cake.
aren't quite as bad there because they might be like 50 a box, but even then, they're
Wild
still
Survivors
losing
did
money
the
there. Battles
worst.
Legend Monsters Revenge, always a banger set. Battles Legend is a hard carry for stores, $61 per box, so it's the same thing as we saw earlier, about $840 on a 10 case. You're losing about 84 per case and $7 per box. Now, LOB 25th anniversary, they reprinted the first set ever. It's got to be doing well, and guess what? It is actually doing well. $79 average cost per box. They're making about $63 after fees and shipping, $63.25, profiting about $8.
We got one profitable set. All they need to do is sell 5 billion cases of LOB, and it takes care of the entire year. There you go, chat. If we sell 10 cases of this shit, we make $1,000. That's a lot. Just to make $1,000. That's a lot, chat. Because if you think about a store, I mean, your rent's probably like $2,000-$3,000, right? And you got to sell 10 cases just to make, even if your rent was $1,000 a month, you got to sell 10 cases of this product at a profit just to make one rent payment. Wow.
$8 per box, $96 per case, and $1,000 per 10 cases. That's a banger. It's one of the best sets of the year, and it was just released. But guess what? It was released in July, the first set in the entire year that a store is making money selling on eBay. Oh, but I forgot to mention, you probably had to buy the MRD and SRL and all those with LOB, and let's see how those are doing. MRD is at $58 per box, which is a $45 net, losing $10 per box, $120 per case, $1,200 per 10 cases. There goes all the profits just from Metal Raiders, and I'm sure Pharaoh's Servant and Magic Ruler / Spell Ruler are not doing much better. Duelist Nexus, 52 per box. We kind of saw this one earlier. They said 53 per box, so they went up a little bit more generously for the price. $40 per box after fees, losing 15 a box, 180 per case, 1,800 per 10 cases. And finally,
I really hope that Ruxin chat calculates if a store purchased every single set so far this year, how much their P&L would be. I really hope he has that here, because that would be like very thorough.
The stinker of them all, the one that really inspired this video, Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano. They only have to pay $45 a box instead of $55 here, so you think that would help. They're $35 per box right now. After fees, it's $25 a box. They're losing $20 per box, $240 per case, and $2,400 per 10 cases. $2,400. That is insane. After seeing that, you might want to say, well, they get to avoid all the shipping fees and everything and the eBay fees because they have a store. They can sell them in store, right? That's true. They can do that, but they're not going to sell nearly the volume most likely. And even if they do, only Photon, Hypernova, Maze of Memories, Battles of Legend, Metal Raiders, and LOB are selling for more than $55. So all those other ones are still losing money even if they have zero fees. And don't forget credit card fees and stuff like that they have to do when people swipe their card in their store. And all those sets besides LOB that are actually profiting are only making $3 to $6 per box. Is that going to cover those credit card fees? Is it going to cover their overhead, like
Probably
their
not.
rent, their employees? No, definitely not. Now, some of you might be thinking, wait, Ruxin, why don't the stores just skip the sets that suck? Like, okay, I see that LOB is going to be a great set. I'm going to buy a bunch of LOB. And that's it. I'm not going to buy anything else. Here's why. First of all, they have customers. They have people in their store that want to buy the new set. So that's an obvious first thing that you probably thought of already. Here's something you might not know. Distributors give an allocation of boxes for each set. So if you want to buy a lot of LOB and you want to buy like 100 cases because you know it's going to be awesome, they might only allocate you 5 cases. And so you only get to buy 5. Man, that sucks. And you know what else sucks is you might be able to buy a lot more for the bad sets because not as many people are buying them. But if you happen to say skip that set, they're not going to allocate you as much on the next good set. So let's say before LOB, you didn't want to buy whatever was before that, like Cyberstorm Access or something, and you bought 0 of that one because you're like, that's a stinker. I don't want that. When they get to LOB and you go for 100 cases, they might give you 2 cases instead of 5 or 10 or whatever it would have been. So stores feel pressure to like follow through with each new set to buy stuff so that they can get the good ones when they show up. Now, I say all of this we've been talking about, not to just like say, let's go to our local store, let's get them a tip jar, let's put our entire paycheck in there so that they make some.
Damn, chat. I mean, again, I don't know. This would just make me not want to own it. You guys know how, like, there's this weird dream that, like, every Yu-Gi-Oh player, like, what do you want to do? Like, oh, dude, my dream is, like, to own my own card shop. Which, now that I think about it, chat, was the first arc of Yu-Gi-Oh DM just, like, fucking propaganda? Was it just, like, to get every Yu-Gi-Oh player who watches the show to, like, want to own a card shop and be, like, grandpa and stuff? they like what's the word I'm looking for? Romanticize. Yeah, they like romanticize owning a card shop. It's so great. You'll have friends and build bonds, and it won't be profitable at all, and you'll actually lose all your money. You know what I mean? Simply unlucky. I mean, God bless him. He's in California. And I feel like if you want to own a store anywhere in the U.S., chat, like California is that place. Because we went to Core TCG and like that place was rocking, chat. We went there the third, I think level one. We went there like the Thursday before YCS Pasadena. And, like that place was rocking. But if you're in other states that aren't California, like I don't know, man.
Some money. That's not what I'm saying this. I just want to bring up the point that Konami is printing too many sets and they're reprinting too many cards. There are just too many sets to keep up with. Look at this release schedule from the last few months. Wild Survivors, June 2nd release. Battles of Legend, Monsters Revenge, June 23rd release. 5 Legacy box reprints at once. July 14th release. Duelist Nexus, 2 weeks later. July 28th release. Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano, August 11th release.
He's right. Chad, I hate that. It's too many sets. It's honestly too much. I couldn't have been the only one who died. Like Wild Survivors just felt like Duelist Nexus got released way too early, and then they just crammed Wild Survivors in there, which wasn't. I mean, still kind of made me upset that it wasn't Philly legal. But remember during COVID when we went like 2 months without a set release? Yeah, COVID screwed everything. I think. So we get what? Four core booster sets, chat. Here's what I think they should do. 4 core booster sets, 2 deck building sets, because I think we're getting, what, 3 this year? We got Amazing Defenders, Wild Survivors, and are we getting Valiant Smashers this year, chat, or no? But I feel like we should get 2 deck building sets, just make those shitty archetypes good. We're getting that in November, and the reprint set, by the way. So like the reprint set alone could just bury Wild Survivors, chat, by the way, because like if you don't want Centurion, what are you even buying in Valiant Smashers? Nothing. You don't even want this set because we don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure the other 2 archetypes suck. It looks like Centurion is like the playable one. We should probably get 4 core booster sets, 1 legacy, 1 legendary duelist. And then like, why do we have Battles of Legends and Megatens, chat? Do we need both of those? Like, I agree. It's too many sets. Seriously, it's too many sets. I mean, honestly, we could probably do 1 deck building theme if we had all of them be like insanely good.
That was back to back to back.
Also, we didn't need these fucking random 5 core booster sets getting reprinted, which was lame, and I don't know.
Every 2 weeks. And that first one had 5 releases at once, so just throw that in there. I didn't even mention the OTS release on July 19th, so I mean, that's a forgotten thing. There's an OTS set too with more reprints, which honestly, that's probably a good thing because that just gives people access to, you know, higher rarity for playing in tournaments. So that's probably not something.
I agree with that. They should keep OTS packs because OTS packs, like, those get players to actually come in, spend the money on tournaments, make the store some money, and then you get stuff in like different rarities that is exclusive to this specific event. That we keep.
I think we need to be concerned about, but it's just another thing that's happening. There's so many things coming out in quick succession that players barely have time to like catch up with their decks, play in the meta. I mean, you got to be buying and selling as even a player just to pay for your deck if you don't have like a crazy income because you don't want to pay $2,000 for your deck to play in the next YCS tournament. And collectors like myself barely have time to even attempt to pull the newest Starlights or 25th anniversary cards before a new set drops 25 more of them. I literally open product for a living and I can't pull half of these 25th anniversary cards before there's 25 more of them. And don't get me wrong, I love that there's a lot of high rarity cards. I think it's awesome, but if you're just a regular guy buying like 1 box and you're trying to collect all the cards, pulling them, there's just absolutely no way. And if you're like buying them, that's 25 times like an average cost of $2,500. Like, that is insane. And having so many of them out there kind of like lessens the awesomeness of some of them. Like, we're getting to the point where like X-Tox Hydra is a 25th anniversary card. Like, does that need to be a 25th anniversary? Can we just have like 10?
What did I say, chat? What did I say? I said this there's too many of those cards. Like, there's too many crappy. Inferno Boy has like 3, I think, or something. There's too many Like I mean, I don't even like the rarity, to be honest, but there's just too many of them. Like, hold on, Duelist Nexus. This is the first set that has like all the bajillion, what's it called, right? Like, this didn't need to be one. Infernoble has 2. Infernoble has 3. Infernoble has 3 cards, chat. 3. It could have just been Charlemagne. Why? Cover card, that's fine. Shitty TCG exclusive archetype that we know sucks. Shouldn't have been one. I was actually thinking about this card the other day, chat, or earlier today. I was like, you know what? Could this card be good? I was like, we need a way of getting a monster off the field that just like banishes. And I was like, maybe putting it in the back row is like the next best thing. But still shouldn't be one. This shouldn't be one. No one even knows what this card does. Makenko don't need one. Maybe Altergeist because it's anime. God, no. Another shitty card that no one knows what it does. 4th, Noble Knight card. For some reason. 4th. And are we done with Starlights? Or Quarter Century? Nope, we got 3 more. Again, terrible TCG exclusive. Why and why? So basically, like half of them just don't deserve it. I agree with, I agree with the Altergeist one, and I understand someone's like, well, every hollow card. It's just too many. It's just too many, chat. You want to have Revolution? That's cool. You know, purely Noir. That's fine. The Chimera. You know, Yama. Like these are all fine. Charlemagne. Revolution, the cover card is cool, but like some of these just suck, and it's just like it's too many of them. Duelist Nexus was a scam set, obviously. Yu-Gi-Oh! Surviving on 30+ year neckbeard spending paychecks every 2 months. Yeah, I don't buy a sealed product, bro. If I wasn't so bat chesty over Versus, chat, I probably would have spent so much less money this year. Like if Versus just came out and it was just another deck and it wasn't fun to play and I didn't just like fall in love with it, shit, I might still be playing Eldritch. Actually, I'd be playing Salamangreat for sure. But the only thing I would have invested, chat, with Salamangreat is just Ghost Rare Sunlight Wolves, right? Like everything else is low. Even the max rarity Salamangreat stuff is not expensive. I was looking at it. Bye, have a good night.
Bangers. And, you know, call.
Oh my God, it's 2:00. All right, once this video's done, chat, we're done.
Today. I personally think Konami needs to scale back the releases and give each set some room to breathe. This will allow cards to find their current place in the meta, whether they're good, they're bad, whether people want to invest in them and actually play the deck for like maybe a month or 2 instead of 2 weeks. It'll allow high rarity cards to be actually obtained for collectors, and it'll give time for the sets to actually sell for a reasonable price for the local stores. They won't have to be selling at a huge loss for every single set just to move their product, get the cash flow to buy the next product. If Konami were to carefully craft every new set, which I'm sure they are carefully crafting them. I know people at Konami are working hard on these sets. They're trying to make them as good as possible. But if they had an extra like month or let's say, instead of every 3 sets a month or 2 sets a month, we did 1 set a month, they'd have twice as long to work on it. Perfect each card that needs to be high rarity, that needs to be low rarity, that needs to be playable, that needs to be like a nice common that actually might.
Chat. Would it be the worst thing ever if we only got 3 core sets a year instead of 4? I know we traditionally get 1 a season, but like, do we really need? I feel like that wouldn't be the worst thing ever, right? Seriously, set in January, May, and then like September. 2 of them always suck, sucks ass. So I'm just saying. No, we need better set quality. Well, ideally, you would get better set quality. I think Ruxin's point, I wasn't sure what it was going to be, but like, we have too much. It honestly is too many, sets, chat. And like, the problem is right now is because you have, so like, he's kind of right, chat. Like, players, once a set's like a month old or something, they're on to the next thing, chat. Because think about like how quickly in succession we release sets. Like, let's just say that you weren't interested immediately with Vanquish Soul or New Elves, right? You're like, oh, well, F these sets, or F Valiant, or excuse me, F Wild Survivors, because Duelist Nexus comes out 2 weeks or comes out in like 3 weeks. I'll just wait on that. You know what I mean? I'll save my $100. BP spends $100 on a box. I'll just save it for Dune. And if you're like me, chat, where you really weren't interested in Dune, well, I'll just save it for Soul Burner. Or if you do, like, there's just too much product, man. It's too many damn sets. You can always pick one core set from each year and eliminate them. To be honest, what would be that set this year? Hold on, what were our 4 sets? Photon, Duelist Nexus, Age of Overlord. What's the set I'm missing, Twitch chat? I feel like it's the set from like Vegas. Cyberstorm Access. Wait, was Photon Hypernova? We could probably lose that set, right? Cyberstorm. Yeah, we could probably have lost like Photon Hypernova. Like, what was crazy in that set? I don't know. I played against some bozo playing fucking Photons on Dueling Book the other day. So yeah, we probably could have lost that. Cash. Well then, hold on. What was in the? Okay, hold on. I'm getting mixed up. Whichever set didn't have cash in it, we could get rid of that set. I like Duelist Nexus, chat, personally. I know everyone would say get rid of that. Photon. Well then, what was CWAC? Super Heavy Samurai. All right, fine. Then just get rid of fucking Age of Overlord. Then just push that shit to next year. Yeah, we could have gone. All right, just push Age of Overlord to next year. Then that's fine. Just have Dune be the last set of the year. Because I personally, I know people don't. I personally like Dune a lot. I feel like, especially on the regional level, chat, we're seeing these Dune decks prosper. You're seeing Infernoble top. You're seeing Unchained top. A little bit of Ultrageist. Good amount of Chimera. So, like, you're seeing the core stuff they put in there. You're seeing it be successful. Whether or not this translates to the YCS and, you know, maybe Cash just runs everything over. But you are seeing it at least on the regional level. You could combine CWAC with Dune. Let's push one back.
Might be valuable in a couple of months when they release a new set. They just have time to.
Vendors don't like Dune, players do. I agree with that sentiment completely. I feel like, chat. I feel like Dune is a set that the vendors don't like, that stores and stuff don't like, but the players like it. You know what I mean?
Balance everything even better. I think this would help keep local stores alive, which in turn would keep Yu-Gi-Oh! Alive, which obviously we all want to see for years to come. I hate saying this because I actually do love new releases, and they're great for me because I get to make tons of content out of new releases and some of the best performing content on my channel. But I am afraid that all this awesomeness right now might slowly choke out Yu-Gi-Oh! In the long run. Let me know what you think about this problem in the comments. It's a little bit of a different video, but it was something I've been thinking about for the last few days, and I want to know your opinion. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Shout out to Toinfo Show, Daxter, JT Show, Puffins of Doom, Ernest. A 10 case, you're losing about 84 per case. So all those other.
Oh, I'm like, why did it look like Ruxin just shaved? This part was. It is okay. I'm like, why did Ruxin's facial hair just like massively go? Because this part was shot earlier. Okay. I'm like, what's it called? It's pre-recorded. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that has to be a Patreon bit. I'm like, why did you just lose half your facial hair, bro? Because you still have the same shirt on. Oh, goodness. Good video. I agree. Like, I didn't really think that was an issue, chat, that I was going to particularly care about, but he's right. Like, there's just too much product. And we're getting 3 deck building sets this year. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, who really cared, chat? In the grand scheme, look at Wild Survivors. Who really cares about that set, chat, other than me? Does anyone really care about Wild Survivors other than like me? That set could have just been like its own thing for like a whole year. Like, literally no one cares about Wild Survivors. Unless you play Vanquish Soul, you don't care about that. Maybe a couple Dino players. But like, you know, it's not a very popular set. Amazing Defenders did kind of well. But, you know, Valiant Smashers probably not going to do well. So, yeah, they need to scale back sets, chat.